Hello, I hope you're doing well. Throughout this block, we have reflected on time, hurry, productivity, waiting, and rest. Today we are going to explore something that often goes unnoticed: the rhythm at which we live, because not everyone moves through life at the same pace, and perhaps we never have. Nature reminds us of this constantly. There are seasons, there are cycles, times for growth, and times for rest, times for planting, and times for harvesting. Nothing blooms all year long, yet many of us expect exactly that from ourselves. We live in a society that always seems to be moving forward, faster, higher, more. Little by little, we may begin believing that this should also be our rhythm. But what happens when our own rhythm is different? What happens when we need more time to decide, to learn, to recover, to change? Very often we feel as though we are behind, as though other people have already reached the place where we hope to be, as though we should have accomplished more by now. Without noticing, we begin comparing ourselves with calendars that do not belong to us. We forget that every person walks a different path, with different circumstances, different opportunities, and different timing. Some people discover their purpose early in life, others find it much later. Some relationships appear quickly, others arrive when we least expect them. Some projects grow rapidly, others require years of patience. That does not make them better or worse. They simply follow a different rhythm. Perhaps the difficulty begins when we try to live only according to the rhythm imposed by the world around us, and stop listening to our own. Because our bodies have a rhythm, our minds, our emotions, even the different stages of life. And when we spend too long disconnected from that rhythm, exhaustion often appears, frustration, or the feeling that we are living a life that no longer feels like our own. Perhaps living more consciously is not about moving slower or faster. It is about discovering the rhythm that allows us to grow without forgetting to care for ourselves. Every tree blooms in its own season. None of them needs to compete with the forest to prove that it is alive. Perhaps today's reflection is this: not everyone needs to arrive at the same destination or arrive at the same time. Perhaps part of serenity is learning to walk at our own rhythm, without constantly looking at someone else's clock. If this episode has brought you value, you can support the project by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Together, we continue building this space of reflection, awareness, and growth. Thank you for joining me in this 7th episode of Time and the Rhythm of Life. Take care, enjoy your day, and remember that life is not always measured by the speed at which we move. Sometimes it is measured by the way we learn to walk. See you soon.